So it's the second day of plodding the streets, sticking these through doors for my art courses. Busted. But Mary's coming to help me now, and she should just be driving around the corner any moment to organise the next section as a postie. She's good at that kind of thing. Yeah. So we're getting a look at the part of the new studio layout. We've got Mary's section over here, sewing machine, and all of her clay making, the workstation that I made for her. That wardrobe is now storage. And then we've got our main utility area, and then we've got me over here. Big drawing board is finally back out. I have a window next to me now, so I can actually feel like I've got in the real world. Big printer over the back there, lights, various bits and pieces, and a clutcher of storage over there, which I won't show you. So we're getting there. We're getting sorted into a slightly, well, hopefully more efficient layout since the move. Right now, what I'm actually working on, let me bring you down here. So here are the books of the various covers that I painted for the Azure series. What the author actually needs now is a digital trilogy cover, which I have created. And here's a printout of it. I will put a version of that on the screen for you to see, which is just a bit of a mash of a couple of the covers, some of the ideas, and getting the typography to look right. But what he also needs is a look of it as a 3D version. Now, I'm no 3D guy. So what I'm actually doing is I'm going to make a mock-up wrap-around cover, which is what I'm doing here. So this is the topper that will go at the top. These are the sides, and then the as if the books sort of slide into this this package. So that's what I'm actually working on. So yeah, I'm going to cut these out now, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Now we know we've got a real looking sleeve for the collection of books, the 3 books. So just got to set this up for some photography now, and that'll be good. I mean, we'll only see it from this kind of angle because it's only going to be a photograph for the digital file. So here we go. The final setup. We have a couple of lights. Have the camera set up ready to take the shot, and there's the pack, just a roll of paper slung over the top of a couple of tripods. So I'm no lighting master, but I've gone with the general rule of thumb of 2 lights set at roughly 45 degrees to the subject, and then this is just a little infill light to add a little bit of light there in the background, just to highlight the background, and it just sheds a little light on the cover spines here. If I knock this off, see how much darker that goes. Oh, don't move the light. So we switch that back on, put that back, and then that just illuminates the spines of the books there. So hopefully this will be the right angle. I will take a handful of shots and let the author pick which one he wants, or send them all so that he can have whichever one he wants. Okay, all right, there we go. So that gives you a final setup of of photographing the slip sleeve for the Azure series. And I think that finally wraps up this set of book covers. Thanks. So I had the opportunity for the first time in a few years to head into Birmingham city centre, and it's changed quite a bit. But whilst I was there, the bull was there, the one that was created for the Commonwealth Games opening. In fairness, I'm not into sports, so I wasn't really going to be that bothered about coming to see this, but I thought, no, I will. And my goodness, am I pleased that I did. What an incredible piece of work. But what I was really blown away by is the fact that a good portion of what you can see, all of the skinning, a lot of the big cogs, and sort of what looks to be heavy machinery, is actually made from EVA foam. How amazing is that? In fairness, it is a very high density EVA called Plastazote, but yeah, I mean, it's all painted using acrylic paint, just the same way as we do. I was really impressed. So anyway, I'm going to let you watch it moving now. And I actually got opportunity as well to speak to a couple of the puppeteers, and as well as the artist, although sadly the interview did cut short just as I got started. So there you go. Totally worth the visit. How long will that run for then?
Sorry?
How long will that actually produce smoke for?
Well, a few hours on and off.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good then,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
But she's so paranoid, every time we finish it, she takes it, plugs it into recharge of that.
You don't really want to miss that. So.
No. And it's basically glycerin and water and a heating element.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Brilliant, okay, thank you. Well done on the puppeteering, it looks fantastic. So, brilliant. Brilliant. So can I? You're the designer, yeah?
Yeah, I did all the details.
All the detailed design.
This company did the sort of concept.
Okay.
And of course, Iqbal Khan, the director, came up with the idea.
Yeah. What was your name?
Mike Kelt.
Mike Kelt.
Kelt, K-E-L-T.
Oh, okay. And that's the company, Art.
Yeah.
So they're a special effects company, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
based on what it says
well,
on
we
the back.
started off, we've been in existence now for 34 years.
Wow, okay.
And we started off doing TV and film. And nowadays we've spread into all sorts of things, events. We do some stuff for, we have done stuff to take that and hopefully. So yeah,
So is that like stage sets?
We work for it. No, not so much stage sets, but big giant props. And we work for anyone who pays, frankly.
So, so the skin really is. Okay, we are in the Vale of Llangollen for this weekend's festival, the legendary Llangollen Fairy Fest. We are in the caravan this time, just over there. Yep, there it is. Yeah, it is. And we are located in the Grand Pavilion, which is through there. There's Mary getting the water for the caravan. I'm going to go and show you the thing. So here we go. That's going to be us just there. Big hall, big place. And then there'll be a fairy ball tonight as well, although we forgot we got tickets for it, and we certainly won't be dressed as fairies. We'll be in our hot and sweaty clothes, I dare say. So we're going to get set up now, and then we've got the rest of today to go and enjoy in the sunny town of Llangollen. So we'll show you what it looks like when we're done, a couple of hours. Bye. Okay, here we go, the setup. Looking good. It's getting super hot, but lots of people are setting up now. So yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend, I reckon. Here comes Mary with some lovely donuts. So, what is this crazy shenanigans I hear you say with my truck, my landscape, my green screen? Well, why don't you come in a little closer and see a little bit of me and my learning curve for DIY budget filmmaking. Come down here and I'll show you. So you probably saw my recent Standing Stones video, and in there I had a sequence which I set against the green screen. Well, hopefully I do, because this is me filming it right now. So what I wanted was a nice panning shot coming across the Standing Stones with a sort of a dawn rising. Now, I've up till now I've handheld my phone for panning shots, but I wanted to get something a little smoother. So I dug down into my bits box, and down there was this truck waiting to be done something to, and I have taped my phone using masking tape to the side of the truck. Oh, and it's just fallen off. Oh dear. So now I am able to gently move the truck, getting a pretty smooth transition as I pan across the Standing Stones. And if I can zoom in on my screen a little bit here, you will hopefully see what I'm filming here. Now I want to have this as a sort of a dawn rise, so I have a light, a micro light right here, which is going to lift, that is going to obviously change the elevation of the projected light, but I've got the lights on in the room at the moment, so I have my light here. I'm not going to shine it right at the camera, and I have some just kitchen roll, which I'm going to pop across there so that it's not quite so harsh. And then when I raise this, it will hopefully look like a moonrise or sunrise. Could I do this myself? Could I? I need to be able to lift this and roll the truck at the same sort of time. Maybe that's possible. So there you go. That's my DIY budget filmmaking tip that I've learned from the recent studies, and we'll see how that works out. Okay. It's all fun and games. So I finally managed to tick off one of the things I've always wanted to do in my life, and that was to see a glacier. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any closer than this. It's in a view from Finns in Norway, but I'm definitely going to be heading onto a glacier sometime in the future. The holiday was amazing. I saw some great sights. This was a Zeppelin that I didn't know. The Norwegians were one of the first to actually survey the North Pole, and they did it in 1926. And we also visited an art museum with some rather curious exhibits. I'll leave you to make your own mind up about these. So, some of you saw in a Monday Montage, I put the link up here, a short while ago, my Sailing Ships of Montauk build that I was working on. Now, that bit of footage I used then actually predated lockdown. So this has languished in development hell for, at this point, about 2.5 years probably. So this is the Sailing Ship of Montauk, and if you do want to check out what it's aiming at, there's a little bit of video concept art that I did way back at the beginning of the channel, from, again, previous to the start of the channel, but there's a little bit of concept art that I put together. You can watch that. I'll put the link up here now as well. But this is basically the sort of the body of the build. And I want to show you this build coming together. So I'm going to pick some specific parts of the build to release to you. So I have a plan to also do the build of this as monthly live streams. So you can be watching out for that soon. And today is dealing with the cockpit that goes onto this frontage here. So if you want to come in a little bit closer, and I will show you what it is I'm going to do. So pretty much the plan here is to create a template around which I can trace the shape. So I used tracing paper to copy the hard surface edges that I was after from the plastic form there. And then on that piece of tracing paper I was able to design some panels which now I can cut out, trace around onto some thin stiff card, cut that out and then use that to detail the surface of the original plastic form. Well, there you go. That's the Sailing Ships of Montauk build, which I plan to release, as I say, as a live stream. You can come along and say hi and keep me company. Maybe do some crafting whilst you're watching me figure out the build, which is intended for a short movie sequence to introduce some of the themes of World Warfare. My big apocalyptic epic that I am working on in various forms. Anyway, so that's that. Not much art in the month of August. Lots of other things, but not much art. September will, of course, be very different because I will be back into my art courses, and so September will have lots of art. But last thing I did really want to just say that I was highly recommended the Alien RPG starter set by one of my gaming group who had opportunity to partake in the horror of the Alien RPG world. So I invested in the starter set, which I have to say is gorgeous. It's really well produced. I've been a very, very long time fan of the Alien franchise. Even the crap movies I can watch and enjoy. I was always a very big or Geiger was always a very big influence to me, as you can tell by my homage piece that I did to him up there on the wall. And I enjoyed what I saw in the starter set so much, I also invested in the core rules. So, talking all things science fiction, my plan is to start also making my first sort of science fiction terrain. As you know, I got Necromunda recently as well, so that needs terrain building with this, as well as obviously 40k. I want to start bringing some sci-fi related terrain. I want to kind of make it multi-purpose, so it can fit 40k, it can fit Alien and whatever. I don't want it to be too product specific. So see how that works out. Okay, thank you guys. That's August. I'm hoping to release my release schedule to be the first Monday of the month going forward from now, as I get back on top of things. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the beginning of October for the next Monday montage. Take care. Bye.